Good evening, race fans, and welcome once again to the Blazing Pedals Winter Series. It's the Gen 4 Series here on a Sunday night live on True Sim Productions. We got doubleheader tonight. We're going to start off with the first race here at Homestead, Miami, a 2-mile track. This track's hot, slippery, has very little grip. They're banging up right up next to the wall. That's going to be an interesting one, but then I got my eyes forward to the second race of tonight, the Charlotte Roval. 25 laps around the Charlotte Roval. That is race number 2 that we have teed up for you here tonight. But for now, let's send it down trackside and see Joshua Rutherford from Mullet Music Productions performing tonight's national anthem before we head on in to qualifying. We'll be back momentarily.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here. It is already time for qualifying. Chris Paul Hames, Jason Bauer, and Trey Young, they have elected to be the first 3 to hit the racing surface. As like Mark Arthur, number 12 machine's rolling off of pit road right now currently. Do what Mark can do in the 12 machine. He's coming off of a race win last week at Richmond, so he's got the momentum right now currently for that number 12 machine. Can he continue that momentum not only for one race tonight, but 2 races? We're going to see. You see he's going right up next to that outside wall there. But this track tonight, it's just going to be a testament to throttle control. You're really going to have to work at that right pedal. These cars have so much power, and this track's just hot and greasy right now. You see Marks takes it down to the low side of the track. It's really loose there off turn 2. But the one good thing about these cars, you don't lose a lot of time when you get loose like that. Just bear with me for 1 second. I'm trying to fix the sound. I don't know why iRacing's so quiet right now. All right, Mark, first lap around was quick enough for P3 on the board with 32.84. Going to see if he can get a little quicker for the second lap around as Brian Dees takes over provisional pole on his second lap with 2/10 quicker than Mark. See what Mark can put down here as he goes all the way to the low side of the track, 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4. Going to walk it right up to the outside wall, almost meet it at the Geico sign. See what Mark does here for the second lap. He's going to be scored with a 32.76. So provisional pole is currently in the hands of the So Stealer. Going to see if he can hold on to it. A lot of heavy hitters still left remaining to go as Austin Edstrom been bad fast all season long, looking for that first win. Just trying to pull up some on my end to see if he has one or not. Austin Edge on number 87 machine. He has not. So Mark and Chris Carroll have been the only winners. Mark Arthur's currently gotten 2 race wins. Chris Carroll won at the Charlotte regular oval, the second race of the season. So Edstrom still pitching for that first win. Like it's gonna be it right there for the 87. Gonna pull it down, slow it down on the track. Gonna be holding down P2. So Brian Dees is safe still at top. Brian Zimmerman, number 28, USAFirearms.com. Ford is rolling out to the track now, already up to speed. Just crossed the start finish line to start his one of 2 laps. As this track, it's going to be a treat tonight because we know Homestead, Miami, it's a really racy track. Multiple grooves. I think the high side, as we've seen during practice, it will end up being the preferred lane. Now, these drivers, they are flirting with the white line down at the bottom during qualifying. They're going right down there to it as Brian Zimmerman's first pass around was a 32.97. So going to have to look to improve a little bit on that if he wants to try to put the 28 machine up inside the top 5. Currently slotted in 8th as Alex C. Harris also finished lap number 1. Put him 10th on the board. So 74 was really fast at Richmond last week. Got up there and mixed and mingled with the lead. Alex C. Harris notably ran into some bad luck. So we're going to see what he can do at a little bit bigger track here at Homestead. We're watching Zimmerman come to the line. Then we'll switch over to Alex as Zimmy's second lap shoots him up to P6 as 74 of C. Harris. Alex here coming out of 3 and 4. This is lap number 2 as well. He's going to jump up 1 notch behind Brian Zimmerman. 200ths off of Brian Zimmerman's time as Alex C. Harris is going to be starting 7th and Brian Zimmerman starting 6th. Still got Larry Bell left to roll out here in the number 43 machine. See what he can lay down. And I'm still seeing a few heavy hitters left to actually go put down a qual effort as well. If we can right on board with the 43 car here. Give y'all a lap or 2 around Miami. As we're going to cut the sound up just a little bit. Let y'all really hear the throttle. Really burning that motor up, just turning the RPMs, almost 9,000 RPMs it sounded like. So, I mean, you're seeing what Larry Bell's seeing out the windshield right now. So Larry, let's just cut it down a little bit. Larry really having to drive the car. You see him turning left, turning right. Never really actually keeping the wheel turned to the left. So that tells me he's definitely loose, battling a little bit loose car. As let's go check out the chat really quick. As I see we have Miss Connie in chat saying she's doing better now that the power's back on. As I 100% agree, Miss Connie. It's been an up and down day here. Temperatures are frigid, man. Really super cold. I hate winter. As a kid, I used to love winter. Why? Because it came with a chance to snow. As I've grown up now, I hate the winter. Why? Because it comes with a chance of baby snow and the cold. As it looks like everybody's basically done with their qualifying effort. As Mike Massengill and Dalton Kilrow have not went out yet. Stephen T. Johnson actually just now hitting the track. He's already started lap number 1, I believe. Yes, he has. So this is coming to lap number 1 for the Hot Wheels car. Later, Sam. Thank you for stopping by, buddy, and good luck. As folks, that does remind me, after reading Miss Connie's comment regarding the power. If you do see the broadcast gets kicked off, well, we've lost power a few times today as well. So it could happen. If it does happen, I'll try to get back on as quick as I can. But right now, with temperatures below 10, it's really out of our control. And ooh, Stephen T really loose there as he got out of turn number 4. I believe that is all of our qualifiers here. See if we can find somebody to talk to. Why don't we just talk to the Soul Stealer? He's currently sitting P1 in the charts. Mr. Brian D's got a copy.
I got you. What's up there?
Man, oh man, so I know, got to talk to you earlier a little bit before we ever got in here. And you haven't done a whole lot of practice for either race tonight. And then I'll be damned if you don't come out here and put it on pole. What's the strategy looking for you tonight?
Keep it rolling forward.
Keep it pointed forward.
Yeah, it's a short race, so definitely going to be a lot more speed oriented tonight than it normally is with us. I don't know that tires are going to be that important, so going to be go all out and try to keep it up front.
Right on, brother. Well, I just wanted to holler at you really quick. You are tonight's pole award winner, so congratulations on that, buddy, and good luck in tonight's race.
Appreciate it, Tanner. Enjoy the show.
Absolutely, boss. Thank you. Alrighty, folks, it's that time. Let's get that grid rocking and rolling. Now, remember, tonight is doubleheader night, so this is not the only time we're talking about the grid tonight. You got Brian D starting on the pole position. Just heard from him, the Soul Stealer, 32.636. Austin Edgeham, he's racing inside MFRD down there in the Discord with him. He's firing off on the outside, road number 1. Then Mark Arthur coming off last week's race win at Richmond. He's starting P3. Chris Paul Hamus, or as we know him, Tron. He's going to be firing off in 4th. Kyle, the Wild Man, Wellman, rolling off 5th. Brian Zimmerman brought the 28 machine in and qualified P6. Alex E. Harris, we watched him qualify there. He brought home 7th. Luke Peterson starting 8th. Jason Bowers in 9th. Steven Johnson, the pilot, firing off in 10th. As we cycle on down, 11th is Larry Bell, or Belsky as I like to call him. Chris Berg firing 12th. 13th, Trey Young. 14th is Dalton Kilroe. 15th is Old Toilet Bow Tom Frieders, and 16th is Blackhawk Motorsports' own Mike Massengill. That is it. So only 16 cars tonight. I was not expecting a huge turnout tonight, just based off the fact it's a doubleheader, and a lot of folks do not like racing on a roval. So hopefully everybody that's racing in here is going to come over, jump in session 2, race with us at the roval. That's going to be fun. These cars are wicked, absolutely wicked. And you see, looks like a little bit of shade being casted upon the track right now, so that's going to change the way the track drives for these drivers. And now, folks, just while we got the downtime, when this race is concluded, I'm going to pop up coverage has concluded screen or something. And I'm just going to leave that up for 10, 15 minutes, ever how long it takes us to get rolling for race number 2 at the Roval. But for right now, we got race number 1 here at Homestead, Miami. Doubleheader night, and green flag is out. It's like everybody all got a really good launch, all the way back to about P7, P8. Now, I'm interested to see what lane will prevail here, low side or high side. Right now, Brian Dees has the advantage as he's going to get up in front of the 87. And we heard Dees talk about it. There's no time really for saving tonight. Yes, there's stages, but the laps are so few. Only 65 laps. It's not very long. You blink, you'll miss it. As I'm trying to get the stages pulled up. So 65 laps total. Stage 1 ends on lap number 15. Stage 2 on lap number 30. So it's going to be super quick here as we have another new face out front. Austin Edstrom made a power move around the 17 machine. Is slight bobble right there out of Chris Paul Hamus. That could have been bad. It looked like the top 5, top 6 have all worked themselves to be single file. As Edstrom leads the train around. Got Mark Arthur sitting 3rd, but has a lot of pressure already from the Wild Man. You know the Wild Man, he's set on kill at all times. You put a short lap or a short race into that, he's going to be even more on kill. 42 has eyes forward, currently seeking Barbie. Looking to the low side of Mark, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there. He does not. Got to slide in right there behind him. Live to fight another war, another day. Mark drives it down to the white line. Textbook right there. He just didn't really have to defend the spot, but he forced Wellman to make a decision. Didn't jump to his outside. Now Mark, but still, Mark sees the 42 working right there on his back bumper. 42 obviously wants by. Look at Stephen T. Johnson, already up 4 spots since they dropped the green flag. Setting P6, hunting these guys ahead of him. We go a little bit further on back to the field. Gilroy elected to not qualify, starting almost dead last. If it wasn't dead last, it was right there at it. Already up to 13. As, oh, look like we have one going around. Is that Bullet Bow? I believe it was. Oh, it may have been Jason Bauer, actually. A few of them. Looks like. We had back up front. It's still all Austin Edstrom. Brian Dees sitting second. Mark Arthur third. Kyle, the Wild Man Wellman fourth. And Chris Paul Hamus fifth. And it already feels weird saying this, but we're only 10 laps to go in the stage. So you got to get while you can. Get everything you can. Edstrom has all the clean air now. He's out front. Looks like he might be a tick faster than Brian Dees. Tonight is all about the short run. You got to just basically go. You cannot hold back anything. Looks like Edstrom got that memo because that time around, fastest car on the track was our race leader. It's the 87 of Austin Edstrom. Got a nice battle going on for the 15th place spot back here. Trey Young and Mike Massagill looking to the inside. Looks like Mike has allowed Trey to get going there. Brian Zimmerman's lost 4 spots since the drop of the green flag. I wonder if he's up to something or just not liking the car track combo right now for him. This track, it's entirely different than what they practiced on. This track, it has, look at all the shade casted on it right now. The track's really cooling down without that sun beaming on it. Just look at the gap Edstrom has now over D's, riding on a drone footage right there in front of him. Oh, a little bit of a wall contact there for the race leader. Maybe a little lapse of judgment. You lose focus one time. That's all it takes. Looks like Mark Arthur starting to attack second place of Brian Dees. Mark looks to the inside there. Dees has a preferred lane on that outside lane, but Mark hanging strong right there underneath the 17 as they go in 3 and 4. Mark just drove it off a cliff to get in there. Going to see if he can slide up in front of the 17 here. As he's coming up, 17 sees it. Will the 17 try to crossover move? He does not. Mark's able to pull away there. Now Mark is in second place, looking to see if he can get up there and mix and mingle with our race leader. Now 15 laps, it's not a long time. I know we said it's all about the short run, but we've also said last week the first 10 to 15 laps are the most important on the tires. But now we're about 10 laps in. Maybe Mark was saving for a few laps there. And now, because look, he's really applying the pressure into these corners. He's driving in a lot deeper, rotating the corner a lot better, and gaining ground on the race leader corner after corner. See what he does here. They barrel off into 1 and 2. That time right there looked more like a stalemate. Mark did not clear the real estate. He cleared in 3 and 4. But if you look at the eye test, in 3 and 4, Mark is right there. I mean, he's a car length faster almost than our race leader in 3 and 4. As we got 3 laps to go before the stage. Remember, the stage will come out at lap 16. Mark had a little bit of issues that time by the race leader to get going just a little bit. I say that, and look, right back there to him. But now Mark's close enough to where he's feeling the dirty air off of that 87 as well. So his car's not handling how it should when he gets right up there onto the back bumper of the 87. Three-car breakaway here for the race lead. Mark's looking down low, trying to get underneath the 87. 87 allowed it to happen. He did not try to block the run here, but now the 87 is going to have to walk it right up to the outside wall. Going to have the momentum on the high side. And you just see Miami, Homestead Miami, it is a high-line dominant track. It's just faster up there. Just the momentum earned on the exit of these corners is so drastic up there. Already 14 laps into tonight's event. And Brian D's hanging on strong right here with the top two. As let's see if we can pull the points up on my end really quick. I know Mark Arthur came into tonight's event as the points leader. You know that much. Austin Edgram's currently sitting third in the points, about 50 points back off of our points leader, Mark Arthur. And Brian D's just came into tonight 6th place in regards to points. So great points night for the top three. And now Alex E. Harris, he's sitting 2nd in the points, and he's currently sitting P7 on the track. So he's going to have to find a little bit more speed out of that number 74 Monster Energy machine. He's able to get up there and battle with the likes of Edstrom, Arthur, and the Soul Stealer Brian Dees, as this should be the stage break right here. I believe we shall see, as it is indeed. So stage 1 race winner, or stage 1 winner, is none other. Whoop, wrong button. Then the 87 of Austin Edstrom. Now, folks, I'm really curious to see what they elect to do with tires out here tonight. Because, I mean, to be frank, they have too many. They have more than enough tires. But do you want to forego the track position for tires when you have another stage break coming in 15 more laps? These are the questions you got to ask. Edstrom leads them down. It's like Kilrow may have did a start and park there, as he just had LASIK eye surgery. So shout out to Kilrow. Hopefully everything's going good in regards to the eyes. That's a procedure I won't done so bad, but just scared to death to do it. And I'm expecting 4 tires for almost everybody. Two-tire call by the Kyle the Wildman Wellman. So Wellman, new race leader out front with a bold strategy. Let's see if we can dial up the Wild Man and see, maybe get a glimpse into his mind or the reasoning behind this. Mr. Kyle, the Wild Man Wellman, or should I say new race leader. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, brother. You elected to take 2. It looks like Chris Berg may have done it as well. What went into that strategy?
I actually took none. It's just in case there's a late race caution, we'll have that extra set. We'll go ahead and run this one down to the bone here, since we know we're going to be pitting again on lap, I think, what is it, 30 something?
30.
So we'll get tires then and maybe gain some ground and hope for a late race caution. We'll be set up pretty good. I think, oh, Chris just pit, so I guess I'm the only one on the strategy.
Well, I mean, it's a ballsy call because I thought y'all had too many tires. I thought y'all would be taking them every time. So no tires for the 42 car here. So playing a little strategy call. Hey, might get up here and win a stage. You never know. So good luck to you, Wildman.
Yes, sir. Gotta get them bonus points too, leading on that.
Right. Well, right on, buddy. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
That was Kyle, the Wildman. Well, let's see if we can talk to a fan favorite really quick. He's ugly. But I want to get his thoughts on this strategy call here. Mark Arthur, you're live in the booth. Can I copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I was under the impression we had too many tires. And, I mean, Wellman just threw a monkey wrench in. Did not take tires. What's your thoughts on the strategy? And then we'll pivot to what's the car feel like for you?
I think we can do like a little over 20 laps, 20 to 22 laps, something like that per tank. So, I don't know. I think it's a mistake in his part. He's gonna get it up right here, but I mean, we'll see. He's banking on late cautions, so that's a luck call. So I'd rather just drive than plan on luck.
I gotta ask. We had a full hour practice. It looked like the sun was on the track. It was hot and slick, and since the drop of the green flag, it's been kind of hazy and dreary out here. It looks like the clouds are shading the track. Has the track changed at all from practice to now?
No, it's still slick. It's still slick. This car's slippery as heck, man. doesn't turn in, and it's slippery as all get out off.
All right on, buddy. Well, give them hell, brother. You got a little shoot out here for stage number 2.
I'll try.
Right on, buddy. Getting back down to pit stall, and I think I have a spotting of somebody down there in the infield care center. Mr. Dalton Kilroy, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Is that just a starting park by you?
Yeah, I was gonna try to race as long as I could, and then it got to the point where I just couldn't keep the car going straight coming out of the corner, and I figured it'd be better to just park it and not risk bringing out a caution, messing with these guys on a green flag run, and just saving my energy.
So I gotta ask you, what's the eyes like?
Still a little blurry, but definitely, it's weird because this is the first time in probably, oh God, 15 years that I've been able to see in the morning without having to wear glasses or contacts. So
Imagine.
it's different.
I couldn't imagine being able to see without contacts or glasses, right?
Yeah,
I'm just scared.
It's life changing.
Just scared. Well, Dalton, what
Kind of like I'm scared for this restart.
Yeah. What was the car feeling like for you when you was out there? I mean, the common thread tonight's been slippery.
Yeah, it was very slippery, and because of how things are going for me personally in terms of not trying to force it with the laser eye surgery. I was on controller, so my throttle control
my gosh.
was terrible.
Oh my goodness! Okay, I
So-
didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting and parking the Roval. I'll tell you that much. I'm not
I
gonna be
want
trying to
you
race.
to. I'm
these
gonna,
guys.
I'm gonna ask you to do that if you're on controller. That's
Oh
gonna be something I ask.
I ain't that dumb. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
I would like to be able to showcase one of the laps, so just do one lap
Oh
for
God.
us. Well, Dalton, I appreciate you coming up here, jumping up here with me, buddy. We'll let you get down there with Edstrom and your teammate Brian Dees, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely, boss. Dalton Kilroy, so he did come out to support the series and actually sticking around with us, so we shout out to him for that. As, man, oh man, Mark caught it. He thought Wellman would get 8 up. Now, Wellman is getting 8 up right here, but he has a stage caution coming fairly quick. Hey, don't adjust your TV sets. This ain't deja vu, but Austin Edstrom, he's back out front here. He's got almost a second lead over second place Mark Arthur. And Mark, he's under fire now. 17 looking to the inside of the 12. The 12 is not going to give a whole lot of room down there. He's left a lane down there, but that's about it. But you see, Toe Stealer, Dees, he feels the hole pretty good, but looking to run, Mark gets on the high side. But now Dees is going to drive it to the low side, bottom side of the racetrack once again. And the one person loving this action he's seeing, besides the 87, it's the 2 car of Stephen T. Johnson. It's allowing him the opportunity and the chance to get up there to the back bumper of these guys. So a pass made to the low side. Brian Dees, the Toe Stealer, he's taking over P2. Meanwhile, the entire time that battle was going on, this guy, Edstrom, was checking out, looking for his first race win of the season. Will it be race 1 of the doubleheader? It sure as hell looks like it, but this man's been out front every race this far. Every race so far this season. Has had terrible luck striking him last week. Nothing of his own doing. Wrong place, wrong time. But he's going to see if he can put it all together. Maybe the good luck bug, it will stay close and near to him. But I believe Stephen T. Johnson's found something in that middle side of the racetrack. He's not really going down all the way low. He's running that middle seam. And he looks to be quicker not only on entry of the corner, but he's also quicker on exit. Now, he could be using up the tires a little bit more than the competition is. You see Mark there. Mark was almost off the pace slow on the low side. It looked like that for a moment. And then the 12 car getting a little loose. Jump on board with Stephen T. See what he's filling out the car. not really loose or anything. I mean, car looks good. And folks, since this is basically the only time we can tonight, we're going to throw it to a True Sim Productions Crank It Up. So headset users, please beware. It's going to get loud. Alrighty, folks, we are back as that is stage number 2. And Austin Edstrom picking up another stage win out here. So 20 bonus points to the number 87. Remember, I said he was like 50 points off our race, or our points leader, Mark Arthur. So that's 20 points right there, scratching and clawing. Mark got third that stage, and I believe he got second stage 1. So gaining some points on the points leader currently. And now Wellman, we saw he elected to not take tires. I did not like the call one bit. And he actually fell outside of stage 1. Brought the car in P11 for stage 2. So not the look the Wildman was wanting, as Austin Edstrom takes him down trackside. So this battle off of pit road is going to be hot and heavy, I feel. Right side's in the air for the majority. These Edstrom, Arthur, all taking 4. Oh, I think Stephen T. Johnson may have got out ahead of Mark. He did. So the race off pit road, Edstrom, Brian D., Stephen T. Johnson, Mark Arthur, Alex C. Harris. That's your top 5 as they come off of pit road after getting service. Looking at the stop times, looks like everybody basically took a 4-tire stop there. Nobody really gambled with a 2-tire call. Still a lot of laps to go in regards to how long we've been here. Still got over 30-something laps to go when we go back green. No more manufacturer cautions, none of that. You're going green now until a natural caution falls, if one falls. So the strategy up to this point has been go, go, go. I don't think that strategy is the same now. And I've also heard they can only go about 20, 22 laps for a tank of fuel. That means fuel is really close right now. Is it worth saving fuel? Is it worth going down, topping off now? Like Chris Paul Hamas. Oh, issues for the 3-car. Chris Paul Hamas, what happened here? He did not get the barrel. Surely he didn't. I don't think he did. Looking at it like that. He did not, but late commitment to the pit road there may have got himself a penalty. And oh, issues in his box. Thought he had to roll backwards as well. So heartbreak for the 3-car right now. It's tough break for Tron. He was actually rolling in 4th for the longest. Was up there mixing and mingling with some of the fastest. And pit road troubles is going to not put an end to his night, but really hamper his night as he just lost a lot of track position. As Stephen T. Johnson actually says in the pit, somebody did hit the barrier entering pit road. So we missed that. That's sad. I can't believe I missed it. That stinks. All right, lights are still on the gender neutral pace car. Folks, remember, if you're just now tuning in, this is not the only bit of action we're coming at you tonight with. There's going to be a whole nother race after this one at the Charlotte Roval. Only 25 laps over at the Roval. So these guys, they prove they can turn left on a big track. Can they turn left and right on a tight technical track? Stick around, because as soon as this race is over, we're going to throw up a screen. And once these boys are ready and hitting the track again for the second race, we're going to be right back at it. Same link, same everything. So do not touch that dial when this race is over. Stick with us. All right, pace car is down. Field's in the hands of the 87 of Edstrom. Brian D starting right there to his outside as he fires them off. 87 gets a great launch. So does Stephen T. Johnson. So does Mark Arthur. 17 having trouble. 17's actually getting really loose there. He does not go around. He saves that car. Stacks up everybody right here behind him. We can't go back and see what happened here to 17. What a save out of the So Stiller. Barreled off into the corner, and just the car just decided to get wicked loose here. That's some driving right there. And the 74 also of Alex Harris taking care of the 17. That was a display of driving by all them guys there. Man, oh man, what a save out of D's. I'm still just mesmerized by that. And we got our eyes back up front. Edstrom, Johnson, Arthur, that's how they run 1, 2, and 3. But a new face inside the top 5. It's Brian Zimmerman and a hard charging Kyle, the Wildman Wellman, to the outside of Luke Peterson there. Makes a power move down in front of Peterson. So now the Wildman, he's up in the top 5. He had good pace. He was running in the top 4 earlier as well. And now I've got to keep my eyes peeled on the So Stillers. Oh, Alex T. Harris, 74 machine, had to check up. Almost got into the back of the Carver Outliners, number 89 machine. What is that sponsor? Let's see. I can't even tell. Carver Guttering. Excuse me. As the Grid Vision 87, it is hooked up right now. Right there on that seam, you see the black line that's basically encircling the track. He's got that left front right there on that seam, driving the wheels off that number 87. But the 2 car, this guy hasn't been up front. Remember, he botched the qualifying effort a little bit. Didn't get any practice whatsoever in the Hot Wheels number 2 machine. Qualifying was his practice, essentially. So now he's had time to get the track figured out. As Mark has an episode right there behind him. But I'm watching the 2 car. Fast car on the track last time around. Stephen T. Johnson going to see what they can do this time by as they cross the stripe. As Mark had himself a big moment back behind Stephen T. there. As top 3 have completely broken away. I think part of that is when Brian Dees got loose. Everybody had to check up so hard. As Dees has already battled back inside the top 5. Wellman had a little slight bobble out of 3 and 4. Tossed him in position. Now Alex E. Harris is right down the backside of the Wild Man as well. As they both see. Whoa, Wellman gets loose again. So does Patterson in the middle. Or Peterson. And Edstrom, he's the only guy. Edstrom looks to be the only one that's completely just steady Eddie. As steady as could be. Let's jump on board with our race leader. I'm going to lay out so y'all can hear the throttle work. So really having to manage the throttle. He's really working the throttle really good. But you see, he's definitely not on a Sunday cruise. He's definitely having to drive that car. It's a handful. These cars have so much horsepower. They're a handful. As Stephen T, if he was faster earlier, he's not no mas because Austin Edstrom's opened it up to a full second gap now. Looks like Stephen T and Mark Arthur may need a caution or a miracle. Because Edstrom, he is walking away from the top 2 right, or top 3. As we're watching Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, battle back from his earlier moment. I still cannot believe he got that car woed up and saved. And kudos to all the drivers around him because that was crazy. As the Wildman trying to make his way back up towards the top 5, where he was as well. He's also, folks, if you're just not tuning in, he actually got up there and led some laps in the 42, made a bold pit call to not take tires, and the rest of the field did. That allowed the 42 to have some bonus points there. As the 42, he actually came into tonight's race. He was, trying to see where he was in the point standings. He came into tonight 13th in the point standings. And now he's missed a race too, so that's actually pretty good. The Alex E. Harris getting around. Alex E. Harris is a man on a mission. He knows a lot of points are between him and Mark Arthur. So Alex, every position he gets in front of, that's another point gain to kind of chisel away at that points lead that Mark Arthur has. With only 10 races, we have a good side-by-side battle here between the 42 and the 74. Wellman's not going to give it up. Alex E. Harris got up there and took it from him. But Wellman, you see, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. But yes, with only 10 races, you cannot afford to be at very much of a points deficit. As like Mark's getting up there and decided to put on a show to the inside of Stephen T. Johnson. This is the battle for P2. As Mark sails it off in there deep, gets way clear, almost 2 car lengths clear of the 2 car. Dude, I did there now, but the 2 is right there on the back bumper. Lap traffic also coming into play here. As both drivers get by lap traffic as best they could there. That was old Chris Tron staying out of the driver's way. Shout out to him. As these boys in 4th and 5th and 6th between Brian Zimmerman, Alex E. Harris, and our 5th place driver, Brian Dees. They want to see second place get the mixing it up here. They want to see the 2 car and the 12 car get side by side, start slowing each other down naturally. But it looks like the 2 or the 12, excuse me, is going to have no part of that because he has eyes forward now on the race leader. Last time around, the 12 car fastest on the track. 18 laps to go. Mark has obviously saved his tires. Does he have enough tire left to chase down the race leader, who is 2 seconds out right now? It's a tall task. Miss Connie, let me know in the chat. Can he get there to him? And where's Lori at? Lori, haven't got to talk to you all night either. Hopefully everything's okay with the weather at your place. As folks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't think Mark was a little quicker last time by, but not by a lot. So you see, last 2 times by, Mark was quicker. On lap 47 and 48, these are the leader's time and Mark's time. We're going to see this time by the stripe. That time by, Mark was almost a full 10th quicker than Edstrom. Mark has got the gap down to 1.6. So he's definitely tracking him down. It's just a matter of, does he have time? And now we also have to remember there's going to be a pit stop. I'm almost positive in between here. As absolutely, Stephen T. Johnson, Alex T. Harris, they have already elected. Take it down pit side here. Now, will this be a tire call or is this going to be a fuel only call? We'll have to check back in a second. See what them boys are doing as they hit pit road. And now, is that going to break the ice for the rest of the game? Are they going to also come down pit road? As Alex E. Harris, heartbreak for him. He misses the pit box. Had to back up. That's going to cost him some time. As it was hard to tell with the 2 car. As race leader Austin Edstrom down pit side for service. Brian Dees, Chris Berg. So Mark Arthur, Brian Zimmerman, they elect to stay out on track for another time around. Larry Bell, Luke Peterson, they all stay on track. Jason Bauer. So look for these guys to pit as Mark gets by the 2 car there. That's going to be a battle to watch. Now Mark, he's due in for service pretty quick here. It's going to come down to who can get on and off pit road the quickest and the cleanest. Mark, he's getting the car slowed down, but man, he's spinning. Oh, he's going to lose some time there. Mark was trying to get down and pit right there. Now we got to watch. Hopefully the 12 car does not run out of fuel because he was trying to pit there. Did not get the car woed up enough. That's allowed Stephen T. Johnson to come right back and skirt on by him. At 12, he's got to hit pit road this time, I imagine, if he was going to pit last time by. Let's see if we can give y'all a shot at what Mark's trying to do here when he hits pit road. Downshift, on the brakes hard, catching the car. The car is really light right there on him. But that was actually a fairly tame pit. Let's see what Larry Bell and them. See, Larry Bell's coming in here hot. Got somebody a little slower in front of him. Oh, it's going to hurt him. But he does get the car woed up. Now, that could be a penalty for Larry Bell. Larry Bell may have been going a little too quick there. Now, we got to watch up here front. Brian Dees has not went in for service again. He stayed out on the track. So has Trey Young. I look for Brian Zimmerman to come down pit side pretty quick, probably this time around. He's pretty high on the racetrack right here, though, if he's pitting. Oh, he's pitting. He's trying to get her down. Oh, he's coming in hot. All right, Zimmerman, I believe he got him slowed down, woed up enough. So now that hands the lead over to Trey Young. Trey Young's bringing the 77 car down. Looks like Stephen T. Johnson actually has the race lead over Edstrom. So Johnson only a 10-second stop. That tells me a 2-tire call out of the 2 car. That's put him 3 seconds out, excuse me, of Austin Edstrom. Edstrom took 4 tires. Brian Dees had no tires, I believe, or had a 9-second stop. That could be a 2-tire call as well. But new race leader out front is the Hot Wheels machine. It's number 2 of Stephen T. Johnson. As we're already 11 laps to go here at Homestead. as Mark went in third but came off 6th. Had decent time on pit road, but just took 4 tires, so let's see if he can make up as he passes Brian Zimmerman. So Zimmy staying out late like that, it kind of hurt him in the long run, but it gave him some bonus points in the 28, so he got a lap lead bonus there. Now I'm curious where Alex E. Harris is going to fan out right here. Alex looks like he's okay, sitting in P4. Now Mark is currently chasing him down. Mark's in 5th. So Mark was the only one inside the top 5. 4th on up, they only took 2 tires or no tires. Mark took 4 tires. The next driver that took 4 tires is Chris Berg, and he's sitting back here in P8. So a lot of 2-tire calls on that stop there. That's going to really affect how this car handles. It's going to make it even looser. So these guys need to be really careful with that. Or somebody like Mark, they may see a caution here, and that may just be exactly what the 12 car needs, being that he's on 4 Mr. Feelgoods. As it looks like we may have a battle shape up right here for the 3rd place position. As Alex E. Harris, he's caught the back rear clip of Brian Dees. Now, Alex E. Harris had almost will round up to 11-second stop versus Brian Dees. He had a 10-second pit stop. So they're basically on the same strategy. As Connie says, I have faith in my boy, and we have a Lori Law spotting. Nice. I was getting ready to start calling you Lola. You showed up late tonight. As, oh, Wellman says brake pedal messed up on him. Tough break for the Wild Man. As he's not even on the track. He's probably going to jump in and turn laps at the Roval, I do believe. See if we can talk to the Wild Man now that there's 8 laps to go. 7 this time by Mr. Kyle, the Wild Man Wellman. You got a copy?
Hey, yeah, that's me.
So you played the strategy call, got you a lap lead, ultimately fell back to 11th, right? And then what happened after that? Your freaking pedals quit working?
Yeah, gained some spots. I think I was up in 5th or 6th, and I was gonna short pit him, try and gain some spots there. And coming to pit road, got on the brakes. They locked up for a split second. All of a sudden, it just went dead and hit the wall full speed.
Wow.
But I don't know what's up with it. I'm running the practice for the next race right now, and the brakes are working fine now.
Well, right on, brother. We have a battle heating up for the race lead. Just wanted to see what happened there. So, tough break for the 42, but bounce back here at the Roval, brother.
Yeah, I must have had a Tanner adjusted my brakes before the race.
No. That was my wheel. That wasn't funny either. I was going to beat you that night. All right, good luck, Kyle.
Have a good night.
As I wrecked Kyle under caution one night when my wheel messed up. He was running first, I was running second. As we have a battle here for the race lead heating up. It's going to be 4 laps to go. Edstrom, he's not only there, he's making the pass here on the low side. Actually gets around Steven with ease. So Steven, I believe just that different tire call. I guess Steven was on no tire, or maybe that's 2 tires versus 4 tires, because Edstrom took 4 as well. I mistakenly said earlier he didn't. Austin did take 4. Now Mark's up to P4 now, so it's going to be tougher because now he's chasing somebody else on fresh rubber. He's not just chasing Stephen T. So, Miss Connie, I know you have faith in Mark, but he needs a miracle now, sissy. Because Austin Edstrom, now that he's out front on the 4 tires, it's his race to give up. Something catastrophic will have to happen for that 87 car now. As Lori says, you can call me Lola, I don't mind anymore. Nice. It's going to be 3 laps to go. Check in on Brian Dees, who's coming. He's bringing the train. He's got Mark and Alex E. Harris behind him. Both of them right there at the start-finish line. So let's jump on board with Brian Dees so he can see the race leader out front. You always run a little bit quicker when you can see that race leader out your windshield. Now, he's 2 cars ahead, so that's Stephen T. Johnson and then Austin Edstrom up in front of the blue car, race leader. So these actually might be able to get to Stephen T. It's going to be close, by the way. It just depends on how the timing shakes out. It's going to be close for Dees. He might be able to get up there and take P2 away. There's 2 laps to go now. So pop stick with sticks up in the air, folks. Remember, this is my 4th time saying it. We're going to just throw it to commercial break or something in between these races and allow myself time to get over into the new session and let the drivers get acclimated to the roval really quick. So about 5-10 minutes of an intermission, and then we'll be right back for race number 2. So stick it out with me here. We're going to talk to the race winner, whoever that may be after this race. And then we're heading off to the Charlotte Roval as white flag in the air for race number 1 of the doubleheader. Austin Edstrom, he started P2, but he's been the man out front all night long. He's been the one these guys have been chasing all night long. He just has to do one more clean lap or semi-clean lap around the track, and he's going to be bringing home his first race win of the Winter Series as he goes off from 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight at Homestead. As it looks like Stephen T is also going to be fine in regards to P2. Across the start-finish line for the final time, it's the 87 of Austin Edstrom picking up his first race win of the season. Stephen T. Johnson brought home P2. Mark Arthurs in 3rd. Brian D's 4th. Alex E. Harris brought it home in 5th. So let's see if we can see some burnouts and whatnot. As big time race winner right here, Austin Edstrom. I mean, by far the dominant car of the night, right? I'm not sure how it's going to shake out in regards to most laps led or all that jazz, but the dominant car right here, burning it down for us. Well deserved here for the 87. Shuts the car off, and he shuts it off a race winner. So we're going to see if we can find Edstrom and have a quick little word with him real quick. Austin Edstrom, Tanner Marr in the TSP booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Man, oh man, it's going good for me, but probably going great for you. Picked up the first win of the season. Talk me through it, brother.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit surprised. I didn't get to put in a lot of practice, and I don't have a lot of experience in the Gen 4 car, so I think that's my first win ever in the Gen 4.
Wow.
But I don't know. Something just clicked for me at the middle portion of the race, just getting down in the corner, really just wrapping the bottom, and I don't know. Before the car would even bite, I just started putting like 20% throttle in it, and it just wrapped the bottom ridiculously good all the way through the corner. It would save the tires, and I don't know, just somehow found something at the very end. So just happy about it, and brought home the W, and thank goodness, because Mark is killing us in the points right now. So I need to do something to bring that back.
Well, I mean, you chiseled away at him here, right? You got 2 stage wins and a race win, so you're walking out with almost maximum points, depending on laps led and all that. Edstrom, we head to the Roval here in just a few minutes. What's the thoughts heading into a track like that, brother?
Well, my bread and butter is NASCAR cars at road courses.
Oh.
So you would think that would be great, but I've only ever ran 5 laps of a Gen 4 car on a road course. So, I don't know. If it was any other car, I'd be telling you to get the brooms out. I would be unbelievably confident, but I have no idea.
Well, man, just to hear you say that, I'm pretty confident now. So I'm looking for one hell of a show then between you and the road course guys in here, man, because it's a beast to get around a road course in a stock car at all. So if you're somewhat good at it, you'll be just fine. Well, Austin, we're going to head on into the second session, buddy. Want to say congratulations, and hey, you never know, might be talking to you again here after about 25 laps at the Roval, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it, and that's the plan.
Right on, buddy. Alrighty, folks, that was the race winner, Austin Edstrom. So I said we're going to throw this to a commercial or something really quick, and we'll be back as soon as we can be. So, folks, stick around. We'll be back after this brief intermission. Welcome back, race fans. We are back at it here for race number 2 of the night. And now Austin Edstrom picking up the race win at Miami Homestead, Miami Speedway. And he said he's pretty comfortable. Oh my goodness. He said he's comfortable in a stock car on road courses, but he's not really confident in his ability with the Gen 4 car. Not turning a lot of laps in it. So I'm interested to see how this transpires here. Got a busy pit, a busy racetrack currently. As everybody blowing the bus stop. Let's ride with Mark Miller here as he takes lap number 1 of qualifying. Riding on board with Chummy. Oh, wall hit. That's not going to count that lap. So let's jump to Mark now. As Mark's coming to start his qualifying effort right here. Mark from Roanoke, Virginia. Ooh, got the car really close to that outside wall. Remember, folks, just like in oval racing on iRacing, if you touch the wall at all, your lap is null and void. Not going to count. If you get an off track at all, like if your tire touches the grass at all, your lap's not going to count. So qualifying on a road course like this is very tough, as Mark actually misses that corner a little bit there. Now coming on to the NASCAR oval. But even this right here is tricky. Car wants to unload as soon as you get on the banking. And look, Mark's not even going to put down a qualifying effort. I'm not sure why Mark did that. As Alex C. Harris is the first driver to complete a scoring lap. As Larry Bell's right there behind him. As Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, provisional pole once again with a 121.49 for the Soul Stealer. He's going to see if he can get a little bit quicker than that here for lap number 2. It looks like D's actually had an issue right there. Don't like this lap is going to count for him. It might. As Stephen T. Johnson almost knocks him off the perch, but still sitting top of the board. As Austin Edstrom just went top of the board. Now Austin's on his second lap here. Let's see what the 87 can do. We seen he had that mistake earlier, but luckily for him, the lap did not start yet. So what can 87 do right here? Can he get faster? He's already on provisional pole by almost 7/10. Super tough transitions right there between the corners. Climbing the hill, going down the hill. Car just naturally just feels weightless there for a moment. Jason, it is not. It's qualifying, brother. You can jump in if you like. You got a little bit of time. As Edstrom noses into the wall. My goodness, I missed that. Edstrom nosed it head first into the outside wall through the chicane. So he's had issues twice now in that chicane. But luckily for him, he did get a solid enough first lap done. Is now riding here with the Pismo Beach Tron out in California, number 3. See what he can do here. He is on his second lap here. As Mark finally got the second lap completed, he just jumped up to P2 on the board. And Paul Hamus went to P6 on the board. Jason Bauer, the 9 machine, coming out on track right now. Or actually, excuse me, already out on track. He's actually coming to his second lap as well. His first lap around the circuit it did not get counted, so that tells me he got an incident or off track or something. Alex C. Harris jumps up to P5 on the board. So, are we going to bring the brooms out for Edstrom tonight? Bauer gets in hot. I believe that's going to be a no and void lap as well. Come on in, Jason. That's Jason Powell. I envy Powell as he's about to come in here with no practice at a very tough track. It's going to be tough, but I know he'll get it figured out. He will definitely get it figured out. But man, oh man, it's been tough. I've heard Mark talk about all day how tough it's been. As Jason Powell actually hitting the track right now as we speak from Kevy, Kentucky, right down the road from me actually, in that number 18 machine. Or Keevy, Kentucky, one of the two, not exactly sure. I'm in Kentucky, but never heard of that. But I know we've talked before. He's fairly close to me. It's a good look at 18 machine. Kind of simple, right? Just white with a dark blue. The number is what really sets it off for me. It has like a metallic look to it almost. See what Jason can do here. What kind of time he can lay down for his first time actually even hitting the track. This is trial by fire right here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, got there through the bus or through the chicane. Fairly good. Fairly good. See what he does here. Going to the second chicane. Now, this one right here is always the harder one to hit for me personally. Just coming off that bank and the way the transition works to the flat of the track. But now, Powell looked pretty good there. Coming for his first lap now. But they ain't going to tell me what that lap was, unfortunately. But starting his qualifying effort. So, basically now he's racing against the clock. He only has 10 minutes in qualifying total. And we were already 8 minutes and 45 seconds into it. So, he needs to basically put down this first lap and hope it's a good one, because he does not have time to come back around and complete the second lap. So this first lap is the one and only money lap for the 18. All right, folks, so Jason Powell got his lap done just in time. Let's pull up that starting grid for the final time here tonight. It's Charlotte Roval, 25 laps. Let's get that grid rocking and rolling. Going to be the bad man in number 87. He won the last race at Homestead. Can he go back to back? Can he bring out the brooms? Austin Edstrom firing off P1. Got Mark Arthur starting to his outside row number 1. Brian Dees rolling off 3rd. Stevie T. Johnson's 4th. Alex C. Harris is 5th. So a lot of your top contenders in regards to points, they're all starting inside that top 5. Chris Paul Hamus, he's also right there in the tops of the points. He's starting P6. Larry Bell's going to fire off in 7th. Jason Bauer in Canada. So it's a battle of Canadians on row number 4. Jason Bauer rolling off 8th. Jason Powell got in and turned 1. I repeat, 1 lap for qualifying and for practice. He's firing off in 9th with Chummy Miller, a.k.a. Mark Miller, in 06, firing off in 10th. Dalton Kiro's in 11th. Chris Berg's in 12th. 13th, we have Brian Zimmerman. 14th, Mike Massengill. 15th, it's the 77 of Trey Young. 16th is Thomas Freitas, a.k.a. Tulibo Tom. 17th is the Wild Man who had pedal issues last race. Did he get those rectified? And then 18th, it's going to be the VTES Super Kick Revival. Don't know what the last word is. Number 89, Luke Peterson, playing shotgun to the field. So, interesting enough, more cars for the Roval than what we had for the Homestead Miami. But that's awesome. So, we like to see here. So, now this Porsche, it's going to take them around for 1 lap. And then it's go time. Look at these guys. All of them suited and booted. 87 is going to lead them strong to the start-finish line for lap number 1. But right now, it's the nerves. Everybody knows this car, it don't belong on a track like this. Let's be honest. It does not belong really on a road course. But you can do it. And when you do it, it's a test. Mark actually said earlier, and it's something that stuck with me. He outright said, man, I'm going to be tired after tonight's race, talking about this race right here. And he wasn't talking about the fact that there's going to be 2 races tonight. No. He was talking about the fact that this Roval, it's just a beast. It's a beast of a track. And with this car, it's a beast of a car. It's a race car on steroids, basically, compared to what we drive nowadays in the NASCAR series. Between the NASCAR Next Gen, the Xfinity, this car is unlike the rest of them because it has power. It is bad fast. So you got to be careful on that loud pedal tonight. And now they got a lot of time to think about what they're going to do. Turn 1, what are we expecting? I'm expecting calamity. Stage 1 is going to be lap 7. Stage 2 is lap 14. So if you're that leader, you're scared because in stages, that's going to bunch this field back up. And man, oh man, restarts at the Roval, you can almost guarantee they're going to be crazy and chaotic. As my lights just flickered, I pray we don't lose no power here because I feel like this is going to be a banger of a race. Austin Edstrom, Mark Arthur, two guys that like the road courses, right? Mark will tell you he don't, but he normally runs fairly good at them. Brian Dees included. They're going to be starting 1, 2, and 3, and haven't even mentioned Stephen T. Johnson yet. Got up there and led some laps last race after not practicing at all in the number 2 machine. Going to see if he can piggyback that effort here at the Roval for the race number 2 of the doubleheader. As, just notice this, Larry Bell, Dalton Kilroe, Kyle Wellman, all not starting out on the track. That could be a call that they're thinking there's going to be a wreck in turn 1, so they're going to start from pit road. Got the ability to do that if you like, if you so choose. But now you're going to be way far behind. So actually, when you get to start leaving out your box, well, they're already racing. They're already probably up to turn 3 by the time you get off pit road. But you do have a stage break coming, lap 7 and lap 14. So I actually kind of like the call. It puts them out of harm's way, and that's not enough laps for them to lose a lap either to the leader. So I like the call by the Wild Man, Belsky, and Kilroe. As it's time to get excited because this restart or the start of the race is going to be chaotic. Look at this field coming around. They got to get through the chicane before they fire off green. I believe they can stay out on track here. Yes, they can. They're going to be going pretty fast here in turn 1. This is something these drivers got to be careful about. They have not been this fast in the turn 1 yet, firing off. Oh, Mark Arthur gets spun by Stephen T. Johnson through the gears. Already calamity. No full course yellows here. Except, oh, it is a yellow. Yellow flag out in the air. So race control deemed that big enough. What happened here to Mark? It happened so fast. I'm gonna guess just spun the tires, but did Stephen T get overzealous right here behind him? Let's see what happens here to Mark. Or did the 12 just knock the tires off? Oh, Steven gave him a little shot. And I think that picked up Mark's rear tires, and it just sent the 12 car on around after that, and significant nose damage to the 12 machine. As Miss Lola and Connie, I'm sorry. I am sorry. That one just happened so fast. Early troubles for our points leader here. Didn't even really begin a lap. I don't think everybody took the green flag up to that point. That's a tough break right there for the 12 car. Now the 2 was involved as well, so Stephen T might be going to the rear here. So also a tough break for him as well. And then there were some guys that actually got collected in that had no part of it really of their own. Just basically wrong place at the wrong time. Massengill's coming down for service already. Right, this is going to be a quick little run here. Remember, stage ends at lap 7. That's already programmed in. But we didn't think we'd have a caution on lap 1 when we made the stages for tonight. Since we had double races, we had to shorten the length of each of them. Man, oh man, we'd never thought we'd have a caution, not even turn 1 on the first lap. As I think Connie and Gloria, I mean, this car's hurt for sure. I'm going to talk to Mark in a minute after he gets caught up. As 77 Trey Young going around under caution while we're trying to get caught up. Now, that's something you don't see every day, folks. But I don't know how much this damage is going to hurt Mark. It's going to hurt him a little bit, we know. Because this road course, it has some long straightaways. So, got to be able to get up to speed. As it's hard to tell, really, how much it's going to affect him. As Edstrom just now catching the race leader. As folks, since we're going to have a little extended break here with this caution, we're going to throw it down to Savage Edge Apparel and then Band Racing Videos, and we'll be back before they take the green flag. So stick around. We'll be back momentarily.
Shut up and sit down.
23 laps here. We're underway here at Horsepower Bar.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. As I can't lie, underneath that commercial break, I got to run and look outside. We have about an inch and a half of snow out there, and it started when I started broadcasting. So that was pretty cool. All right, lights are off on the pace car. They're going to be going green flag racing this next time by. It's going to be just a quick little shootout, though, folks. Remember, lap number 7 will be the first stage caution. Alrighty, green flag about to be out in the air. And they get going. Brian Dees actually looks like he may have spun the tires a little bit on that start as well. So I talked to Mark when we were away, and he says the car's hurt a little bit. It had 3 minutes of damage, so that's quite a bit. We'll see what the 12 car can do here. At day 7, everybody just gets through. They're fairly easy. These first 2 or 3 laps on a road course, they are 2 to 3 laps. They're just chaotic. Everybody trying to get in everywhere. It looks like the field is somewhat single filed out. Got to keep tabs on the 12 car. He started in P2. Well, ironically enough, him and Stephen T. Johnson, they started 2nd and 4th. Stephen T. got in the back of the 12 on the start. And ultimately just had nowhere to go but through the 12. Sent him around, so. But Stephen got through unscathed in regards to damage. As, oh, whoa, we saw a lot of smoke locking up. As, oh, we have guys going off Jason Bauer and Jason Powell, I believe. Let's see what happened here. Go back from Powell's point of view. He was the first one we saw going around. Oh, did Tulip Bow getting there a little hot on him? Looks like Tulip Bow in the 23. Gotten there a little too hot, sending them to around. Then ultimately everybody scatters from that point forward. We're staying green on the track. Let's go back and watch it from Tom's point of view real quick. As these bus stops and these chicanes, I mean, they go from high speed to low speed very, very quick. And you just got to get through the gears really good, get on the brakes, and you see there, Tullibo not able to do it. You hear him mat the throttle there, though. That actually minimized damage for the 32 as we go back up front to Edstrom. Brian D is currently already a 2.5 behind Edstrom. Are the brooms coming out tonight? Can Edstrom go for the sweep, the double, the back-to-back, whatever you want to call it? Can he bat 1,000 here tonight? As Miss Connie, I tell you, I hate snow with a passion. I don't like it. So trust me when I tell you, keep it over here. But when you tell me that, I understand it. That's what I said earlier. As a kid, I used to love the winter because it might snow. And now that I'm older, an adult, I hate the winter. Why? Because it might snow. Like, it's just, I don't know. But it looks cool. For the first time, I like the first snow of the year as long as it don't get outrageous. Is everybody minding the P's and Q's? Looks like the Stephen T. Johnson 2 did get around the 12. We saw that battle earlier. So now Hot Wheels eyes set, trying to look forward, getting around Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman went high and actually let both of them by. Mark right there in the tire tracks of the 2. Followed him through the chicane there, but man, oh man. Etchum's just like he finds a different gear. Eyes forward. Almost. It may not be completely mistake-free, but to us, it's mistake-free. Looking at him on the outside of the car, he just looks smooth as caution's out. As, oh, that's stage brake. Excuse me. I was a little confused there. So, stage 1 winner, Austin Edstrom. Now, folks, bear with me. I've only called, I think this is my second or third road course race I've ever broadcasted. They're pretty tough to call. So, bear with me, please, on that. But Edstrom, he's been on rails all night long. Since we're under this caution period, I think we need to go pay some bills once again. So we're going to throw it down. We'll start with tripods in the wild this time. Folks, we'll be back momentarily. Stick with us. We'll talk to you on the other side of this break.
Shut up and sit down.
With the whole shot. Burrows gets wadded up right there, and we got a nasty one. 3 laps here, we're underway here at Horsepower Bar.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. Actually, I like being able to broadcast like this and not how they do it in real life, because I had the option to go and talk to some of the guys and what they're feeling out there. And man, I thought this was a truck-car track combo beforehand, but now did not hear one driver really pleased with how the car felt or anything. So they're definitely battling the elements out here tonight. They are battling the elements of the car, and we are battling the elements of the weather, as it just keeps coming in. Got my fiance Emily kind of update me from Facebook pictures she's finding, as it's shocked me a little bit, because they were actually not calling for us to get much of anything. It was all, funny enough, south of us, and that's hardly ever the case. It's normally north of. Alright, lights are off on that poor sports car. Gonna be Edstrom and D's on row number 1. Now, Edstrom has a huge advantage coming off the restarts going in turn 1, because he's on the inside lane. Somebody like D's, he has to try to fight to get the restart he can right here of his life, because he needs to be in front of the 74 before they get to the corner. If he tries to come down in front of the 74 as they're getting onto the brakes, then that just is going to spell complete utter death here. Restarts here on the Roval are chaotic going into turn 1. That is to say the least. So the field's in the hands of the 87s. Got to get in the restart zone right here. As 87 fires them off strong there. Left D's actually sleeping. But now D's looks like he has the opportunity to get down right here behind 87. He does indeed. So top 2 get a single filed out. Looks like the top 4 does. As top 7 got single filed out. Like the whole field, they kind of know. Turn 1 side by side. This whole entire section right here, to be side by side with somebody, you're basically playing Russian roulette. You're asking for trouble. There's not a whole lot of passing zones here. As Mark Arthur coming to the inside of Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman's like me. He don't like road courses at all. Don't even want him on the schedule. So he's just out here. Zimmy's basically supporting the series right now. So shout out to him for sticking it out with us. He got Tom Frieders trying to make a run to the outside of the 28. Looks like he might get there. He does not. Zimmy gets the power down. Oh, we got somebody. Luke Peterson. He's going to be blowing through the bus stop right here, hitting the... Ooh. That was scary right there. As we head back up front, just got on the brakes and the car started to go around. My, oh my, look at the real estate Edstrom has between him and second place. But look at the real estate. Brian Dees closes in on the 87. Dees, a picture perfect chicane right there. There's, oh, 87 gets really loose. Got really loose in turn 1 there on the exit of turn 1. As Diesel really did not clear a lot of real estate in between him and second place. Let's jump on board with Edstrom here. As he's coming over these hills, goes down the hill there, you just hear the car wind up, just gets free. And right here is the fastest portion of the track when they get on the loud pedal. Up through the gears as cleanly and fast as possible. I wish y'all could just experience this corner right here. Because down on the brakes so hard. It looks easy. The man makes it look easy. On board with Mark Arthur. Mark made it look pretty easy earlier. You got to hit the curves just right. And now Mark has damage and he's making it look that easy. It looked like somebody tagged that wall a little bit. It was scraped up. So Mark and Stephen T, they have battled back from their lap 1 incident. Now Stephen kind of got away unscathed, didn't have a whole lot of damage. As he locks up the front, he's trying to get the car woed up enough. Stephen got away with minimal damage. Now Mark got pretty significant damage. That car is pretty beat up still after having all the damage fixed. And now Stephen, he's feeling the pressure from Mark. Mark applying the pressure. 12 car, or the 2 car, made just too many mistakes, and that allowed the 12 car to get around him. So Mark hanging on strong with that damage, and I want to say shout out to Alex C. Harris, the Krispy Kreme Mountain Monster Machine here. Up to P3, up 2 spots, not known as a road course guy, but hanging on strong here in this Gen 4 at a pretty tough little road course we got going on here tonight. So shout out to Alex, and also shout out to Brian Dees. Holding down P2. He started 3rd. He's up to 2nd. And then, my oh my, it's been an awesome Edstrom show. Not only just here at the Roval, but also at Miami. It was the Edstrom show. Expecting the stage caution fairly quick as well. The next 2 laps, I believe. As right now, everybody's just kind of fighting to stay on the lead lap, but it's not much of a fight, right? Because not enough laps, but everybody's just trying to keep the car clean right now, fighting the elements of the track, and just trying to get to the end of stage number 2. That's the finish line right now for these guys. And now somebody like Mark and Stephen T, for them to bounce back and get stage points is remarkable, especially Mark, because he did suffer all the damage from that incident, and he was facing backwards on the start-finish line with the whole field pointed at him when he started 2nd. So it's never where you want to be, right? But battled back and hitting P4 and actually tracking down our 3rd place driver, Alex C. Harris, number 74 machine. As stage number 2 is upon us. Go in for a splash of fuel, 4 tires. I want to talk to this man right here. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Number 74 of Alex C. Harris, not necessarily known as a road course guy, but sticking up there and in front of some of the fastest road course guys in here. It's Alex C. Harris, Tanner Marr up in the booth. Got a copy.
Got a copy.
So you got the Bojangles number 74 machine hooked up here. Currently sitting P3 on the board. Alex talk me through the race and what's the strategy here for this little, what's it going to be, about like a 8-9 lap shootout here to the end.
It'll be 8-9 laps. Just hold on for dear life. I got a lot of road course guys that are gonna be eating my lunch, so we'll see where we can go. Because I've got even all the way down to Stephen T. Johnson. It's gonna be one hell of a finish.
So, but hearing from the 74, are we on attack or are we on defense here on this next restart?
A little bit of both. I don't know if I have anything for Dees or Edstrom, but I know Arthur is trying to get back to the front, and I know he's fast, so I'm going to play a little defense. But if I can get something from Dees, because he may throw it in there, maybe I can pick up a spot. So we'll see what we can get.
Right on, boss. Well, maybe we'll be talking to you here at the end of this thing, buddy.
Yep. See you later.
Later, bud. Alex C. Harris and the number 74, soon to be number 13 machine. Holding down P3, as I expect a very, very, very busy pit road. But now I'm expecting strategy here. Who's going to take 2? Who's going to take 4? There will be some strategy played here, I do believe. All right, Austin Edgham's going to take him down pit side. Looks like Alex C. Harris with the call. He might actually get out in front of our race leader. Or no, Brian Dees, excuse me. Brian Dees does get out in front of the race leader, Edstrom. But now, I noticed Zimmerman and Wellman stayed out on track. So let's see. We talked to Wellman earlier after a pit call. See if we can dial up USAFirearms.com's very own Brian Zimmerman. You're live in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you, bud. How are you?
I'm doing good, but you're out front. How are you, and what's up with the call?
Well, I was trying to just lead a lap, get some points, but I'm going to pit. And go
Don't do
back.
it. No, do you have fuel?
Yeah, I've got enough fuel. I'm not fast enough to be out
let 'em
front.
hang.
I will cause the whole field to wreck. It will be an ugly scene, so no, I'm going to come in. I was just trying to lead a lap, but I didn't get to the start-finish line before the leaders did, so... Yeah, that was all that call was, just trying to lead a lap, get some bonus points, but no, I'm not fast enough to stay out front here.
You should be able to beat them to the start-finish line here and get the lap led, right? On pit road?
Doubt it.
That'd be close, huh?
Doubt it. So, yeah, that was just the call there, just trying to do something a little different. We're really slow here, and I don't want to cause a problem.
Well, right on, buddy. Well, I like the call. Good luck to you, buddy. I wish you'd stay out there.
Well... I mean, I'll stay out if you want entertainment, but it'd be entertainment because the whole field's going to wreck behind me trying to get around me.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. I think you'll be just fine up there.
I don't think so. I don't want to be that kind of guy. So we're going to come down pit road. We were just trying to lead a lap, just didn't get
Especially, but just listen, you got the wild man starting right there with you, so you know it's going to be fireworks regardless. He's up there anyways. All right, Jimmy, just giving you some hell, buddy. Get down there, get you some fuel, get you some tires, and hey, you never know. We might be talking to you in this thing, buddy.
Mark said I'm going to get a black if I come down pit road, so,
Oh, I don't know.
Well. I don't know either. Oh, well, that was a dumb move on my part. But either way,
y'all hope the broadcast is good. Hope you can have some good racing there.
I think it will be. I think you will get a black, by the way, just because.
Will I really?
I think they're going to close right here. I believe. Just be watching. All right, good luck, Jimmy. Be watching.
All right, yeah, it's closed.
All right, so Brian Zimmerman, man, out front. Good luck, buddy.
I'm gonna need it.
Oh man, that's my buddy. I like me old Zimmerman. So now I also want to see. Let's check the lineup really quick. So it's going to be Brian Zimmerman, Kyle the Wildman Wellman starting first and second. That's row number 1. Row number 2, we saw a shakeup on the front. It's going to be Brian D starting third with Austin Edstrom starting fourth. Mark Arthur starting fifth. Philip Botom starting 6th. 7th is Stephen T. Johnson. 8th is Alex C. Harris. So Alex went in third. He came out 8th. That's what's going to happen when you get 2 people elected and not come down pit road. That's 2 spots right there. So now is when it gets interesting. What's Edstrom going to do? He's not been behind the 8 ball at all tonight. He's essentially been in front of it, been ahead of all the chaos and all that transfers as they go off in turn number 1. He's been ahead of it. You could almost say the same for D's. Now they're starting with guys in front of them. The game just changed a little bit. Field's going to be in the hands of the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. Can he get going here through turn 1? If there's an incident in turn 1 that stacks the field up and say Zimmerman, Wellman, they get going, they're plenty fast to stay up there. It's going to be a hell of a race for the 17, the 87, the 12 to try to run them back down, 23 car to actually go chase them back down. But I just know, I preached it all night long, turn 1, you just got to be careful. It's just an unknown. Going to be going green with 8 laps to go here at the Roval. It's been a long night, actually. It seems like with 2 races, it makes the night even longer. But we are having fun. So Mark has some fans in the stands as always, firing off 5th. Let's see what the car looks like. He said he got all the damage fixed earlier, so it should look the same as Musco, and now D's is in our way from that camera. Alright, actually it's fairly straight now. Ooh, don't look at the driver's side and you're okay. Alright, it all comes down to this. Brian Zimmerman, he started 13th. Kyle the Wildman Wellman started 17th. They're gonna lead him to the start finish line here no matter what. This field's going to be in the hands of the 28 when the poor safety car makes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Then we're going to have ourselves a little 8-lap shootout. Let me know in the chat, who do we got? Who are we pulling for? And who's the favorite? Who's the favorite here as Brian Zimmerman is going to lead them to the restart zone? What will you do to claim your first BPL race win? Wellman's won one. I don't know if Jimmy's won one yet. But Wellman wants another one. You know it. Guy's hungry. 28 car gets a brilliant launch, fires them off. 42 car does not able to get down as they're going to be side by side as they go off in turn 1. 42 locks at the left front. Advantage still to the 42 car as he gets the race lead from Brian Zimmerman. Now Zimmerman got his hands full, got some heavy hitters right behind him. You see Zimmerman trying to give the preferred line to the 87 of Edstrom. It gets tight right there. Edstrom giving all the room. Demi giving all the room, but now Edstrom wins that battle. Eyes set to the race leader of Kyle the Wildman Wellman. Brian Dees gets by as well. Mark Archer coming by. But did get some camera time out front, but it's all the man most certainly out front. It's the 42 of Kyle the Wildman Wellman as he's going to try to get going right here. Got a hard charge at 87 of Austin Edstrom. He's been the man out front all night long. What can he do now? He's chasing the car. He has not been the chaser yet. He's been a chasee. As Wellman locks up the front tire, maybe looking in the mirror, as that's going to allow the 87 to get right there on the rear bumper, the rear clip of the 42. Look at the power the 87 gets here on the high side. Now what's Wellman to do? Does Wellman try to block it? Does Wellman try to guard this run here? It's a dangerous portion of the track to pass that. Got to be careful if you're Wellman, but also got to be careful if you're Edstrom. They get through the chicane just fine. Edstrom not able to get the power down better. The goal, looks like Stevie T. Johnson went through the grass. Wild ride for the 2 car. He's going to have a slow down penalty. We look back up front, though. Advantage to the 42. Now the 87 has to pick the poison here. Got to pick the right time to not only think about making the pass, but it's got to be somewhere where you can be safe about it. Coming on the NASCAR oval, that's one spot. I mean, the chicane, if you go into heavy braking zone, it's going to be scary there. So this portion of the track right now is when the 87, I believe, is looking to make the pass fully over the 42, but the 42 just powers through here. But look at the run the 87 gets on exit, just able to get the power down, as I don't think the 42 can fight this one off. He can't. Edstrom to the inside. It's a battle for the race leaders. They're going down Broadway here, coming to the backstretch to one of 2 chicanes. As the 87's in the preferred spot there. And he's in a preferred spot now, entirely out front. New race leader, familiar face. It's Edstrom in the 87. Whoa! Walks the dog completely sideways there in front of Wellman, kind of shaking his tail at him. Now the 17 of D's has to try to do what he just saw the 87 do. Like he's trying to enter the chicane. He's to the inside, but elected to fall back a little bit. He has to pick a spot and pick a spot pretty quick. He don't have the luxury of waiting. Why? Because the 12 car breathing right down the 17 car's neck here. As Wellman holding his own up front here. And what a call by the 42 car. Because the laps, they're winding down fast, folks. As I want to compare lap times between Wellman and Brian Dees. So Dees was quicker on 17 and 19. Oh, Wellman into the wall there through braking and locking up the left front. That's going to put Dees right there. Wellman hits the turtles for side-by-side here. As Wellman got put in a terrible spot there when he locked up the front. And oh, he might be wrecking here. As you see, got so much heat in the tires. He's still trying to save that machine. As we got to go back. We got to go back and see what happens here. Looks like Wellman hit the wall getting into the braking point. He did. As he tried to get into that backstretch chicane. The first of 2 chicanes. Locks up the left front. Allowed Dees to get there. And then Wellman now, he's on damage control. But just put too much throttle down. Luckily for him, did not get a lot of damage in either spin of the wheel, and kid's still in 6th place after all that. So still a very, very salvageable night after all that transpired. As Edstrom just a very commanding lead, almost 3 seconds over 2nd place of Brian Dees. 2 seconds. But it just, so what you saw right there, it just looks like Edstrom is able to get the power down on the corner exit better than anybody can. He's not having to save the car a whole lot. He's just getting through the throttle, getting through the gears the cleanest. 9 times out of 10. Every exit he pulls a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's all throttle control. He's very, very, very disciplined when it comes to throttle control. Very disciplined. We'll pull up the lap time between him and 2nd place Brian Dees last couple times. Actually, it was only faster, or Dees was faster on 21, excuse me. Last lap around. It's like the battle is on for P2. Ryan Dees is feeling the pressure from 12. 12 car's been here for 3 or 4 laps, so at some point, driver's frustration starts to kick in. If you think you're faster than the guy in front of you, as look here, Mark, power move to the inside, the backstretch chicane. Dees gives it to him, but Mark really had to commit a little funky to that corner, and you saw it hurt him on exit there really bad. That's going to allow Dees to actually be in the preferred spot here, and Mark gave the positions up there. He knew it was going to be dangerous entering side by side like that, so he gave the spots up. Stephen T locking the left front up once again, and maybe in the right front that time actually. Still, one of the front tires locked up. Pretty hardcore on the 2 car. The 2's applying a lot of pressure right here to Dees. Dees only took fuel, it looks like, whereas Stephen T. Johnson took 4 tires. He had a 14-second pit stop on lap number 15. Mark looks like he only took fuel. He had a 6-second stop as well to go with Brian Dees and Austin Edstrom. Dees is kind of having to defend a little bit. He's not blocking, not doing anything egregious, but you saw the way he's arcing it in there, driving it straight down to the low line, having to defend the spot a little bit. So he's seeing, he definitely knows the 2 car's knocking. So this is going to be interesting right here on this chicane. But look at the pull the 17 gets. So you can see the 2 in the picture anymore. And now lap traffic up ahead. It's going to force 17 to hit the brakes way earlier than what he wants to. Just to be careful. And that's Tron actually. So something happened to Tron this race. Maybe in that first race. Oh, Dees gets sideways there. That's the opening Stephen T needed. But now can he fill the gap as well? He cannot, but Dees is going to be significantly slower right here. Mark's got to be careful. Going into the chicane. Right there to the back bumper of the 17. A little bit of tire smoke from the 3. Oh, the 3 barrels through the chicane. 74 of Alex D. Harris. He gets through there, though. So more troubles for the Tron. And 12. Looked like he was going to give the 17 maybe a love tap right then. Got right there to the rear bumper, almost pushing him up the hill. Looking to the inside. Mark was sliding there. You're seeing Mark drive it in a little bit harder now. You watch him slide on entry there. You can tell the intensity. It's ratcheted up a few clicks. Mark's fishing for this podium here. Look, swinging out a little wider, seeing if he can get the run off here. Not able to get it right there, but that's a tough portion of the track. Right here is where Mark needs to nail. He needs to nail it on corner exit. He got a better exit than the 17. He did indeed. But not enough of one to gain. So Mark's got to really apply the pressure out of this chicane right here. He's looking to the inside. He's trying to scare the 17 into thinking he's coming. Very veteran play by the 12 and also by the 17. 17 had no part of it. Was not having it. Mark, you saw him look to the inside. He was basically trying to show the 17 in the 17's mirror, hey, I'm coming low one way or another. When he knew he really wasn't. He was trying to force a mistake out of 17. Veteran move there. But the 17 also veteran move. Did not bite. Oh, Mark almost got in the back of him there. That's white flag in the air for Edstrom. He's 6 seconds ahead of these guys. I know we need to be focused on the leader, but I feel like this is about to be hot and heavy here. 12 car, he's really working over the 17. He can lower this time again. Needs to drive off right here to the technical portion of the track. Do you try to ride or do you try to pass here if you're Mark? I think you got to just take it now whenever you can get it. White flag in the air, 17. Got a great launch right there coming up the hill. Going to be going down the hill. I believe he's gone far enough. Let's check in on Edstrom. Edstrom's coming in on NASCAR Oval. But now, Brian Dees actually opened it up quite a bit. That's exactly what Dees need to do in that 17 machine. Mark cannot get there now. That's exactly what he needed to do. As we head back up front, Edstrom into the backstretch chicane for the final time tonight. It's just be as easy as possible right now. He could throw this thing down to first gear. He's 6 seconds ahead. He's okay. Just be smooth and you got this. Check in on Brian Dees and Mark. Yep, Mark not able to get there. So as long as Edstrom, final time, bring out the brooms, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to sweep them. He picked up race win number 1 in the race 1 of 2 doubleheaders. And he backed it up with a race win in the second one. Get the brooms out, Austin Edstrom. 2-time Blazing Pedals Winter Series race winner. Stephen T. Johnson brought it home in second. Brian Dees, home P3. Mark Arthur in 4th. And Alex D. Harris rounded out the top 5 here tonight at the Roval for race number 2. Folks, stick around. Driver interviews is coming momentarily. But while we wait for these drivers to get around and wait for Edstrom to get back and get to celebrating, we're going to throw in some music. We'll be back momentarily. Speak with the podium drivers. Austin Edstrom, burn it down, young fella. Burn it down. Hell of a night for Edstrom to 87. Hell of a night, man. Back-to-back race wins. Picked up his first win of the season. Also, a great night for Brian Dees. Let's see if we can find the Soul Stealer, the number 17 of Mr. Brian Dees. If we can caught up with him right here. Brian, you're live in the booth once again, brother. You got a copy?
I got you.
Brought the car home P3. It looked like Edstrom just had a different gear tonight, especially on the road course once we got here. But Dees, I know you was not confident coming into the road course section of this doubleheader, but you prevailed. Brought the car home P3. Caught me through the night, brother.
I don't know if I wasn't confident. I definitely didn't put the practice laps in that I would normally like to.
You didn't sound tickled about coming to the Roval.
Well, to be honest, I do like road racing. I don't really consider myself a road racer or a road guy, so to speak, but I do some endurance racing.
Okay.
Some of the big endurance races, so I'm definitely familiar with it. So it's something I definitely enjoy. That being said, though, I've always liked this track. In NASCAR type vehicles, I've never done well at this track, though. I think this seriously might be my first podium that I've had at this track. So, I guess maybe it's a catch-22 and a little bit back and forth with that confidence thing we were talking about, but definitely pretty ecstatic with a P3 and then a P4 earlier tonight. So overall, I think it's a pretty good points night for me.
Oh, a very solid points night for the 17. Brian, we went long here, so we're going to wrap it up here. Who do we got to thank for the 17? Brought you home 4th at Homestead and brought you home 3rd here at the Roval.
Got to thank Michael Falk at MF Racing Designs for the paint scheme of this Chevy Camaro. Got to thank all the sponsors of the league. I don't know if they sponsor this one specifically, but I can't even remember. I don't have the cheat sheet off the top of my head.
I got you.
But thanks to all the admins, and thanks to you guys up in the booth for everything you do, making us look good.
Right on, buddy. Well, congratulations here. 2 top 5 finishes, solid points tonight for the Soul Stealer. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dan.
Alrighty, guys. Let's see if now we can catch up with the pilot, man. But this guy, he's going to be a little bit hard to catch because, like I said, he's known in our circle as the pilot, man. So he's going to be hard to catch, but we have caught up with him. The pilot, Stephen T. Johnson, you got a copy.
What's going on?
Man, oh man, I'll be honest. What a race. What a freaking race. What a roller coaster of a night for you, right? You qualify up towards the front, lap 1. I mean, just getting on the throttle, calamity, right? Automatic go to the back. but then you fought back, you persevered. Talk me through your night after getting sent to the back, brother.
Yeah, I went and looked back at the replay, and Mark launched in second, and I launched in first, and I never got more than 70% throttle, and I got into him, which is not intentional. Like I said, never try to do that ever, but I mean it happens. So just tried to kind of ride with him as we were heading back up to the front. We worked our way back up to the front, and opportunities kind of rose, and was able to at least get a decent finish out of it.
Absolutely, buddy. So it seemed like the middle portion, once y'all two finally y'all got linked up and y'all were kind of running 6/5, it did seem like y'all were finally just like, all right, we're just gonna work together and we'll pick them off. What do you think you needed there to catch old Edstrom there at the end?
Yeah, I knew he had. I knew Mark had a lot of speed, so there was no point of us trying to fight at all while we were just working our way through the field. It's like, let's just get. I'm just gonna kind of tuck in right here and just ride, and we'll get back up to the top, 2 or 3, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. But as far as Austin goes, I never really had anything for him. I literally just hopped in the race and said, we'll just have fun tonight. So it is what it is. Like I said, he did a good job, but I had fun.
Hey, you had fun. Brought home P2 with Steven, the pilot. Who we got to thank, brother?
Truesimproductions. We appreciate you, Blazing Pedals. Y'all put on, again, great races every week. Enjoyed it.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you, boss.
I will talk soon.
Yes, sir. That was Steven T. Johnson, number 2, the pilot. And now it's time to talk to the man of the hour. He's been the man of the night practically. Came in at Miami, picked up the first race win of the season. And if anybody could have possibly thought that dominating performance was fluky, he came back and backed it up, doing it a second time here at the Roval. Austin, feel like deja vu, brother. You're back in the booth. Got a copy.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Man, oh, man. You got the brooms out on them. Talk me through your night, buddy, here at the Roval.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody win 6 stages in one day before, but we made it happen tonight. I think I got max points on both of these, so got pretty lucky. I'm happy we had these consolidated into such small races. I think that kind of lent a hand to my driving style here in the Gen 4, at least what I'm good at so far. So I think it just lined up good for me tonight.
I didn't even think about the fact that you did. You won every stage, walking away with maximum points. I think you came into tonight. Let me look here. P3 in the points, so you had a little bit of a deficit, but you made up a lot of points tonight, Austin. Are you points racing this season 4 championship? Are you in the hunt?
Oh boy, I came in here. I came into the Homestead race knowing I'm 57 points behind Mark. That I needed to do absolutely everything I could in this to have any kind of chance. So yeah, I'm absolutely points racing. I'm irritated that I'm probably, I don't know, still probably 40 back. I probably only gained like 17 or 20 on the guy today because even whenever he gets wrecked out on lap 1, he still manages to come back and finish like 4th. So
it makes no sense.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I probably didn't even gain much on him. So I mean, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see whenever the points get updated. But he's making it hard on me, that's for sure.
Right on, buddy. Well, who we got to thank for the number 87? 2 victories here tonight, back to back.
Hey, thanks for coming and broadcasting, Tanner. I appreciate it. I know it's a lot of work, so thank you for just being in here. And Dalton Kilrow and Brian Dees, just running with those guys every week. I hope Dalton feels a little bit better pretty soon. I know he just had surgery on his eyes, and he was still able to get some stage points tonight on a controller. So that's pretty impressive. We've got to give him a shout out for that.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty. Pretty nutty. Well, Austin, congratulations, buddy. Back to back here tonight. Brought up the broom. I'm sure, I know we'll be talking further on in the season. So congratulations here tonight, buddy. Got the broom on him.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks. It's been a long one. I can't lie. I don't know why it felt so long. We didn't really go later than normal. Let's pull up the finishing order here. We'll go to the top 10. Rapid fire real quick. Austin Edgem, Stephen T, Brian Dees. That's 1, 2, and 3. And Mark Arthur, you heard him get mentioned there from Austin. Battle back, lap 1 on the incident. Never, ever, ever was down. Never was defeated. Battle back, brought home P4. Shout out to Alex D. Harris. Got the car at home in one piece in the top 5. Never a bad day at the Roval. Kyle the Wildman Wellman lived up to his nickname. Got up there and led some laps, but ultimately fell back to finishing 6th. But still, all in all, great night for the number 42. Thomas Friedis, Old Tulip Botan, brought home 7th. Larry Bell's in 8th. Jason Powell's in 9th with Brian Zimmerman bringing home the top 10 here tonight. Folks, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to a somewhat different night of racing here on Sunday night. We'll be back at it next week with a normal race at Martinsville. It's going to be a special event race. 200 laps in Martinsville, folks. Don't miss it. But until then, it's been myself, Tanner Moore, in the TSP booth. Stay warm this week, America. It's going to be cold. And remember, it don't cost you nothing to be kind to anybody. So until next time, folks, we'll see ya.